You are a person of great worth. Listen to me, I have an announcement to make. The bottomless pit of worthlessness is an illusion. It's fake. It's not true. You don't have a bottomless pit of worthlessness. You have a bottomless pit of real worth. This is the truth. Your imagination and your feelings, they've been lying to you. They tell you that you're inadequate. They're telling you that you're lacking. They're telling you that there's something wrong with you. Friend, please understand. You are so valuable in the eyes of God. You have all the love of God within you. There is only one thing that will increase your worth, and that's love. And you've got the love deep down within you. I was reading a very sad story of this man, young man. His name is John, a student. Do you know how brilliant he was? For 4 years in college, never had a grade lower than A. Now, obviously, I can't relate to that. All my grades were below C, but he never had a grade below A for 4 years. And he was going to be summa cum laude of the entire college when he graduated. But a few days before graduation, John killed himself. He took his life. The whole student body, all the teachers, all his classmates, they said, "What? What?" But there was a suicide note. Suicide note from John. And you know what John wrote before he killed himself? The standards of this world are so difficult to reach. Perhaps in the next world, I'll do better. So sad. A bottomless pit of worthlessness. And he tried to stuff it with grades. He tried to stuff it with achievements. And he had, my gosh, the best. But nothing worked. He was still looking for something. Something that was really already there. If you make this discovery that you are worth, that you are a person of great value, if you discover that, then you will discover peace, real peace. You will never discover real peace if you don't discover that fact that you are a person of great value and great worth. Never. Do you know where this bottomless pit of worthlessness comes from? Do you know where? Ask me. Complete sentence. Where does the bottomless pit of worthlessness come from? Simple answer. Most of it comes from our parents. I'm sorry, parents. You've got a great responsibility. It's just a simple answer, meaning to say the answer is more complicated than that. You know, there are many reasons. Many reasons, but primarily from our parents. You know why? Because parents raised us up with what I call a performance-based parenting. Say that with me. Do you want to know if you have a performance-based parenting style? Ask me how. Well, check on your core message to your children. What is the core message that you deliver to your children? Through your actions, to the way you relate to them, to the way you deal with them, the words that you say, the actions that you do. Think about that. What is your core message? Many people, if you are a parent right now, are you listening to me? If your core message to your children is this: unless you perform, I will not love you. You have to perform, then I will love you. You have to do this and do this and do this, and then I will think highly of you. If you do this, then I will be proud of you. But if you do not do this, then I will think of you less. If you will not do this, if you will not perform, then I will love you less. Then I will not be too proud of you. Performance-based parenting will give your child a bottomless pit of worthlessness. Believe me. Believe me. And it's, you want to know? I'll give you another sign. The most common reason, you know, when you get angry at your kids, the most common thing that you tell your children, when you get angry at your kids, you will know if you have a performance-based parenting, if you say this, if this is the most common thing you say in anger to your children. You embarrass me. Your behavior reflects on me. If you become a bad child, then that means people will say that I'm a bad parent. How shameful. How embarrassing. Do you get what I'm saying? It's not really love for your child. It's selfishness. The reason why you want your child to perform is because you want to perform. Parents, you have a bottomless pit of worthlessness. And that's why you want to perform as a parent. And so you're forcing your kids to perform. And so the bottomless pit of worthlessness in a child is inherited from mommy and daddy. Are you listening? I meet parents like that. They want their 2-year-old child to play the piano. They want their 4-year-old child to do trigonometry. They want their 7-year-old child to write computer programs. They want their 12-year-old kid to pass medical school. They force, I say force their children. It's okay if the children want it, okay? But they force their children to take up painting class and swimming class and gym class and Mandarin class and trumpet class and violin class. They force their kids. They want their kids to excel. They want their, why? You know, they want them to perform, you know, and you know what, parents? Your core message that there is an altar. You can change. You can change. You can switch right now. Parents, listen to me. You can switch from a performance-based parenting to a presence-based parenting. Presence-based parenting. The core message to your children is, it's okay if you don't perform. I love you. I love you now. Even before you do any good, I love you. I'm into you, not your performance. You are valuable to me. By the mere fact that you exist, I love you. By the mere fact that you're my child, I love you. Whether you perform or not, you know, I'll be happy if you perform, but you know, just want you to know that you're precious to me and you're valuable to me. That is what I'm talking about. Now, parents, yes, encourage your children to work hard. Encourage your children to excel, of course. But you don't use threats. You don't let them do it because of fear. You let them do it because you love them and because they love you and because they love themselves, because they're going to do it for themselves. Are you listening to me? The funny thing about this is, as religious leaders are also parents. Oh, I have one tip before I go there. Can I give you this important tip, parents? When you say I love you to your children, I say I love you to my kids all the time. But I try to avoid saying it after a performance. You know, when they perform, they do something great, they do something good, I say other words. Like, oh, that's a beautiful drawing. Wow, you know. Oh, you sing so well. Thank you, son. Oh, thank you so much for doing this for me. You're wonderful. But I reserve the 3 words, I love you, in odd, unexpected moments. Like when we're about to sleep and we're lying in bed, I'll just speak up in the middle of that dark room. Son, I love you. Or sometimes when we're walking in the village every morning and I'd hold his hand, little Francis, and then I'll just pop it out. I'll say, Francis, do you know how much I love you? I just bring it out, you know, to tell them it's not connected to performance. It's not. It's, I just love you for being you. And that's important. Now let me go to what I was saying a while ago, that religious leaders are parents. And religious leaders can also use performance-based parenting because they have a performance-based spirituality. And I must confess to you that for 31 years, 32 years, I've been a leader, and in the first 10 years of being a leader, I had a performance-based spirituality. I thought that God was after my performance. I thought that to please God, I had to perform. I had to do good and be good and avoid dirty thoughts, and I had to read the Bible every day and pray every day and go to Mass and go to the prayer meeting and do this and do that and perform that religious obligation and then if I fail in one, if I make a mistake in one, if I sin, God would turn away His face in disgust and He will not like me. And I operated in that kind of spirituality. It was a performance-based spirituality, and I taught people that. And I've asked forgiveness from God, mea culpa, I've asked forgiveness from my flock. But thanks be to God, God changed my life. One day He knocked on the door of my heart and He showed me how much He loved me and how much He cared for me. And it was disconnected to my performance. And at the start, I did not know who He was. Was this God? This is so different. But God told me that He loved me. He loved me so much. Am I making sense to you? You are worthy. You are so worthy of love. Because you're so special and you're so wonderful and you're so amazing. You're phenomenal. Can you stand, please? I'll read you the word today. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. In Matthew chapter 11, verse 28, let's read together. Are you with me? You know this verse so well. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. Say that with me. And you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Amen. Say yoke. I've lived in the city all my life. Some of you have, I'm sure. So we don't know what yoke is. When I was a kid, I thought Jesus meant the yolk, the part of the egg that you use for leche flan. I didn't know. Well, later on I learned that yoke was a wooden beam that you put on top of bulls. I'll show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like. It's a heavy piece of wood, and you insert the heads of the bulls. I'll show you the two bulls now. There. That's it. And that's a yoke. Now, what Jesus was saying was powerful. He said, take my yoke upon you, for I am gentle, and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest. He wants you to rest. He wants you to relax. Everybody say that again. Rest. Everybody say relax. How? Take my yoke, Jesus said. Take my yoke. Now, I thought, when I read that verse, I thought really that Jesus was the farmer and you are the bull. And I am the bull. And Jesus says, here, I'll give you that yoke that you're carrying, it's too heavy. Oh my gosh, this is, ano ba to, Nara? Heavy, too heavy. I'll use Gemelina. Okay, something lighter, there. So Jesus the farmer, me the bull, walking together. I thought that was it. That's wrong. Wrong interpretation. Everybody say, that's wrong. You know why I didn't understand that verse? Because I lived in the city all my life. Never saw a yoke, never worked with bulls. But when you talk to a farmer, he'll explain it to you. He'll explain it to you that you pair two bulls. One is a stronger bull, the other is a weaker bull. The one is an older bull, the other one should be a younger bull. One is a more experienced bull, the other is a less experienced bull. Why? So that the older bull will guide the younger bull. So that the more experienced bull will guide the less experienced. Are you listening? The stronger bull will help the weaker bull. And this is what that verse means. It means that Jesus is saying, look, I'll be the stronger bull. I'll be the older bull. I'll be the more experienced bull. You be the younger bull. I will guide you and I will lead you. It's okay. You can rest because my yoke is easy and my yoke is light. You can rest because I'll take most of the load. And let's walk together. Let's walk together. Tell someone beside you, just touch that person and say, relax. Relax. Jesus will carry most of the load. Tell someone beside you, Jesus will carry most of your load. You can relax. You can relax. Jesus will carry most of the load. He's going to be with you. I'll tell you a favorite story of mine. I had this huge dresser, tall, heavy wood, thick wood, old dresser. I wanted to discard off and I wanted to, bring it out of the house. But it was on the second floor. So I called up a strong friend. He's the strongest guy I know. His name is Jodine Sola. He heads the Street Kids Ministry. He cares. And he came. And he's got this bulging muscles and, big guy. And I said, okay, Jodine, stay on the right side. I'll stay on the left side. And in the count of 3, we're going to lift it up together and bring it down. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. And on the third, Jodine was able to lift his side. And I was able to make a lot of noise. And nothing happened. I did not budge a single inch. And so Jodine was kind of smiling and said, okay, Bo, I'll take it from here. So he said, he goes to the front of the dresser, and then he kneels down, and then he inserts both of his fingers beneath the dresser. And then he tells me, Bo, go to the back. So I go to the back.